Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with some more Hawken, and today we're taking a look at some footage from earlier in the day. This is a match with my Sharpshooter mech, and right now I'm just working on taking out some CRTs, because, well, they're an ancient technology, and they must be put down. But as most of you know, I truly enjoy ranged combat. I like knowing that I can take out an enemy from afar. And this is a worst case scenario right here where I'm forced to engage in close quarter combat. Luckily coming out on top, that slug rifle getting the job done. And we're going to go ahead and grab some repairs here while we defend Silo 1. Now, throughout most of the match, I do try to keep my eye on the silos. The role I want to play here is, of course, long-range support, and it comes down to the team. They have to let me do that. You know, if they're not getting the job done, if they're not capturing the silos, then that means I have to help them out more. But if they are taking silos and killing enemy mechs, that means that I can put myself further back in the field, that I can perch up somewhere and provide that long-range fire support. Again, with the Sharpshooter being a medium mech, it's not the most maneuverable, and it's not designed for close quarter combat. The armor isn't fantastic. It's more so about just reaching out and touching someone. So here we go, a couple of shots out on targets. Constantly making contact with that slug rifle. Missing a couple of shots with the sabot, but scaring them away nonetheless. And then we've got a heavy moving up here. I decide to push in, but then we got another CRT coming up on that right side. Some mid-air hits with the slug rifle. Constant contact, but he's got a lot of backup. So at this point, I know the best bet for me is to pull back a little bit, drop down a machine gun turret to help with that onslaught. Machine gun turret going off a little bit there. Now, I've also got a few internals that allow me to collect these orbs a little bit faster so that I can heal myself without always having to enter repair mode. Another CRT bites the dust. I've also got my hologram equipped, which comes in handy as a distraction. More than you would think, actually. You'd be surprised how many people waste shots on those holograms, myself included. But through most of this game, I just try to sit in the back and find a good place to perch up on. Here we've got some extremely long-range targets that I'm able to hit with both the slug rifle and the sabot, while my friendly engages. See, this is what it's all about. This guy's chasing the close quarters mech, which was, I think, a berserker. And while he was doing that, I was just able to throw shots at him. But while they may have taken the ally, I'm still able to lend a hand here without having to get right up in their faces. I mean, in my opinion, this is what this mech is designed for. You can see them just sitting around. This guy has no idea what's hitting him. And rookie mistake, I would say there, just sitting around a little too much. This is a fast-paced, twitchy game. More often than not, if you're standing still, you're dead, which I'm doing a lot of. If I'm to point out one of my major mistakes, it's not moving around enough once I'm in a close quarter firefight. Here I feel pretty safe until obviously I get flanked, and this is the worst case scenario for this mech. I try to throw out a couple of shots, I drop a machine gun turret for backup, and then I'm just taking too much damage there. And that was a situation where I probably should have retreated or strafed out a little bit more instead of sitting there. I'm not sure what I was thinking, to be honest, on that one. But now it's just time to take a look at another location. Also keeping an eye on the number of silos that we're maintaining, because that's what's going to win us the game. But again, just staying back. There's no need for this mech to get into the fray. And like I said, I maintain the turret if I get into a furball. So here we get flanked, but we do have some backup. This guy is airborne, and we're putting some rounds into him with the slug rifle. Not the easiest thing to shoot, but it does get the job done in a pinch. Now here we go once again. This guy's focusing on the hologram a little bit at first. He then realizes what he's fighting and tries to work his way towards me. Moving completely straight right into my line of fire, but we did also have some assistance there, so that was nice. But you might notice me in zoom mode a lot. And for those of you not familiar with the Sharpshooter, it has the Sabo rifle. And it is very inaccurate when you're not zoomed in. So even in a close quarters fight, you'll see me zoomed in because I want to take advantage of both weapons. And it's more difficult to fight zoomed in when something's really close to you, but I think with practice you can get pretty good at it. Here we go again, more long-ranged engagements, but there's a shield in the way there. And I hear some fire. I look down below, see if I can back up my friend here. Not able to land a few hits. And there's some in the back. So once again, we're always maintaining at least 2 silos, and that's how to win it. I'm always keeping an eye on that. Trying to keep an eye on my mini-map as well. And again, just support friendlies. You can see I've dropped out another hologram, just to make it look like we've got an extra guard up here. This guy not paying attention to my location, strafing out of the way, trying to run for it at this point, but it's too late. Allies and direct hits from the slug getting the job done. We've got 2 more CRTs here. I dropped out a health orb, or repair orb, recharge orb, whatever it's called. CRT's rolling in on me, taking a lot of fire here, and he just overpowers me. Now in that one I probably could have done an about face with the shift key and pulled out of there, or maybe strafed out of the way. So that's me kind of failing at evasive maneuvers, and that's something that I need to get a little better with. Also paying more attention to the minimap would probably help, but I think in this one I did alright with it. Once again, just trying to get perched up somewhere high where I can see these targets. And going for turrets, because a lot of people forget to eliminate those machine gun or missile turrets. And they can be quite annoying. It's a little quiet here now, but seeing some more targets at range. Another CRT. Mostly CRT mechs, not really major threats. I don't know if this was a game with newer players. Not to say that all newer players just use that. A lot of people will go back to that mech and try to rank it up. But I didn't feel that my enemies were as big a threat in this matchup. So once again, I popped down another hologram. We've got that berserker in the background, but he's strafing out of the way. And most likely he's going to go for some repairs there. Nope, I was actually wrong. He's still flying around. Usually when you see somebody go for cover, they start repairing, but we've got allies on him. And once again, getting flanked here. But keep in mind that I have my hologram up. And then I put a machine gun turret down as well. I decide to drop out. Now, I don't know if this guy was trying to shoot at the machine gun turret or if he was just trying to shoot at the hologram, but you can see that he's stuck up there looking in the absolutely wrong direction, which allows me to flank him. But he then becomes aware of that fire and moves off the platform. So again, that's a machine gun turret and maybe even the hologram helping out a little bit because the enemy's focused on that instead of you. Another CRT in the mix, but he's getting overwhelmed. Decides to turn around, but a little too late. You can hear that point D Vulcan going off. Devastating weapon up close, but horrible at range. And it overheats. More targets up above, taking some time to shoot at them. Let them have it. You can see that damage that we're getting done there. This mech, if anything, will make you an assist king. That's usually what I am with it. The sniping weapons in this game, they're great. They're nice and accurate. They do a lot of damage, but they're not so potent that they're going to make you an overpowered class, which is actually nice because, you know, that means it's not going to be the most played mech. And quite frankly, there aren't that many people that play the Sharpshooter or Reaper class mechs. And that's fine. You know, each one seems to have its balance, and it's nice to have a game where some sort of sniping mech or class isn't the only thing played. So I like that it's difficult and takes a lot of practice. So here again, we're just holding this silo, but we're taking some fire from distance here. But not enough, and if he wants to play that game, he's messing with the wrong mech. But that's a typical example of what happens in this unit. Usually you hit somebody, and then they figure out what's happening, and they'll have a couple bars of health left, or armor, I should say, and they're gone before you can finish them off. So that's usually why you're an assist king. You're good for softening up the enemy for your allies. You're not really looking to just get kills. If you're doing damage, you're getting the job done. You will be rewarded. So once again, most of the game, our team is just maintaining the 2 silos, which is allowing me to stay back. If we weren't, then I would be more offensive. But since we have a good team here, I feel safe. I know that I can stay back and just snipe. Otherwise, you know, if it was a game where I felt like, look, we're not taking enough silos, I might even switch mechs. I might have switched over to the Berserker and tried to focus on capping points. And there are maps that this mech doesn't excel on. This is a perfect map for a sniper. Some of the other maps are very close quarters. There's a lot of internal areas, corridors, and whatnot, and this thing just can't perform. So sometimes if we get a different map, I won't play this mech at all. But here's a Berserker up close. He's switching to his main ability, which increases his damage, and I just cannot deal with that up close. And once again, poor evasive maneuvers on my part. We did have an ally here helping out, but the Berserker's a tough mech to deal with up close like that. He's a light, and you know, he's going to be strafing side to side and flying through the air, trying to hit your weak spots. But this game coming to an end, and not bad at all. I do love the ending animations for the match there. It makes you feel like you're part of a bigger storyline, which is kind of cool. But I would say that was hands down one of my better Sharpshooter games since I've started playing this game again. And that one we come in 3rd place. I believe we ended up with about 7 kills, 12 assists, and very few deaths, which is nice. Again, it's more so just about doing that damage, supporting the team, softening up the enemy for your allies to finish off. It's not about getting the killing blow. And in general, you just got to do whatever makes your team win. That's what it's all about in any game, in my opinion. So it's nice that this game rewards you accordingly. You know, for everything that you've done, you get the points for it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I must say that I'm really enjoying Hawken again, and I do look forward to continued coverage. So definitely stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next one.